Okay, in this video we're going to go over how you can feed your dog by hand. Now there's an expression, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Dogs will not bite you when you're actually feeding them. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have the child in the house that is the most trepidatious around the dog is going to feed him by hand. And I like the guardians to feed him by hand, and I like all the kids to take turns feeding him by hand for about a couple weeks to maybe possibly a month. Now while we're doing this, we're going to first start off by just letting him eat out of our hand. Now while we're feeding him, we're going to kind of hold it. I'm going to kind of be sitting, well, I'm not going to be doing this. We're going to be doing kind of like this. So I'm going to have the person holding the food right here. So you see he came over in this direction. So first we're going to do several handfuls of food. So the first one I'm going to give her a little bit. She's going to hold it here and he's just going to come and eat out of her hand. Now we need to come up with a word for food. Right now we're going to say feast, but the family might come up with a different word unless you guys have one on the spot. You want to say something else? Okay, so that's use passive training, come up with a command word. So when he takes his first bite each time, we're going to say the word feast once. And then basically the first time we're going to have a small, like a teaspoon of a food, and he's going to eat out of the hand, and that's all he's going to do. Second time, and I'm going to be standing here, I'm going to load a little bit more in. The dog's going to come and try taking that, she's going to say feast, and then at the same time, she's going to start petting him on his side. Now because she's holding the food, he's not going to reach over and bite her, but you have to be very, very confident about it. He's not going to do anything, so his head's going to be here. And he's going to be on top of you. You're just going to reach, and all I want you to do is just touch him with one finger. Just like that. And while he's eating. And then the next time you do it, 2 fingers. And 3 fingers. And if he gets stiff at any point, that's why we do this, is to prevent him from doing any biting from anybody at all, because you're providing something that he really likes. So we're creating a positive association with this. And then basically, by having all the kids rotate, at first we're just going to be touching him, and eventually it's the point where we put our full hand on his side, and we're doing it on his flank, meaning his rear hip. And we're not touching, we're touching it first, and eventually we're going to start petting. Then we're going to start working our way up the dog closer to, we're going from his butt to closer and closer towards his head. And this is what I did when my dog was a little puppy. He is 6, 7 months old, so he is still a puppy. Yes, yes. So basically, we're going to get progressively closer and closer. So you might want to have something on the refrigerator. So we just kind of wrote, 2 fingers, 3 fingers. So as each kid is feeding the dog, we kind of are going to push the boundary a little bit. Now, if you start caressing and he starts getting stiff, then we kind of back up a step and go to the previous step and keep on practicing that previous step. We want to put the dog in a position to succeed by going at the dog's pace, not at our pace. You ready? Sure. I'm going to be right here with you. All right, so come and grab a seat right there. And the first handful, you're going to be scooching a little bit closer to his food. There's no food present, so he's going to be fine. So the first handful, and if you put both your feet on the floor, there you go. And you're going to feed him out of your left hand. So there you go. So we're going to give you a little bit of food and say feast.
Feast.
Now you're not going to pet him yet. There you go. Now put your hand over here, so he can't get it. There you go. And we'll let him get that one. All right, so tap over here. We want him kind of in this position, so his head is here and his butt is here. So go ahead and invite him over.
Come.
Might come off a little bit, buddy. Lower your hand a little bit. There you go. Just lower it straight down. And it's okay, I know I said I wanted it this side. Go ahead and lower it down and let him eat it. There you go. And don't touch him yet.
Feast.
There you go.
Right here.
Okay, so I'm going to let you up. So go ahead and with your right hand, come over and just take a small amount. And this time we're going to hold it on top of your knee. So we're gradually moving it further and further away so he's kind of across you. There you go. Just excellent. Go ahead and hold it just on your knee. And open your hand and say feast.
Feast.
Perfect. Now we're going to do this again, but this time when you, and go ahead and grab another handful. This time when you put it on your knee, keep your hand closed. And as soon as you open your hand, I want you just to raise your left hand just up and then put it right back down. Raise it up about 4 inches. You're not even going to touch it. Just raise it up and put it down as soon as he starts eating.
So open it.
Put your right hand on your side. There you go. And just on the floor, casual. Now open your hand. Raise your hand up. No, your right hand up. There you go. And lower it back down. And raise it up again. So we're not even touching it at this point. We're just getting used to it. Grab another handful. And do the same thing.
Say feast.
And yeah, say feast, the first bite.
Feast.
There you go. So you're earning the trust that I talked about in the other video. You're moving your hand, but you're not touching him. All right, he's looking, is there food in that hand too? All right, so now I want to have you slightly on this side of your knee with your hand. There you go. this side, on my side. Just right there. And open your hand. And just reach a little bit more towards him. There you go. You pull your hand back. Now when you did that, you move this hand over here. So keep this hand on this side. There you go. Grab another handful.
No.
So if that's the case, then we can do something like this, where we'll,
Come.
excellent, good job. Let's put it right up there. So now just hold it right on the other side of your knee, and just keep your hand right at your thigh, and you open your hand, and you ask him to, there you go, open that over your left. Lean it towards him just a little bit. There you go. And just put it on your knee and just leave it there. And say his name. Right, there you go. All right, go ahead and pet it. On his side, touch his side, one finger, there you go, perfect. Pull your hand back, excellent. Grab another handful, there you go. Grab another handful. And this time I want you to do it on his hip. You were kind of in his rib area, so go all the way closer to his butt. And go ahead and very confidently, there you go. Perfect.
Good boy.
And I would say you say feast.
A feast.
There you go.
Only feast.
There you go. Anytime he stops, then pull your hand back. All right, let's do it again. So you see how his body is nice, relaxed. He's not tense. He's not arching his back, ready those tails. Go ahead and do it again.
Feast. Oh.
So as you're doing this, you're going to gradually get closer and closer. This might take you a week or two before he gets to the point where you're even at his front shoulder. And that's okay. And we just want him, we're just, like we talked about in the other video, very, very casually. Keep going. Until, you're earning trust because you're touching me while I'm eating food. I like eating the food. And you're touching me, nothing bad's happening.
Feast.
Perfect. So if you guys get in the habit of doing this, then he's going to be a lot more comfortable with you guys touching him. Now, when you guys, I'm going to sneak right in here. And so when you get to the point where you can go all the way underneath his chin, now when you start getting in here, he might growl a little bit and then just stay there, wherever the part is, maybe back up a little bit and just kind of keep going in there. Eventually you'll be at the point where you'll be under his chin and he won't be growling at you at all. Now the next thing you do is while you're doing this, have somebody else walk from that angle and just toss a treat at him. Do you have any more left in the food? Or are we done?
There's
There we go. So what I'm going to have you do is, let's see, we'll move this in. Grab a seat where you were. No, just grab a seat right there. All right, so go ahead and do the same thing.
Come.
Good job. Good. Very authoritative. Just put it on this side of your knee. Lower it a little bit and tap the floor with your other hand. There you go. All right, and don't pull it away. There you go. Let him have it. All right, stand up. Take one step towards him. Toss the treat. Walk away. Now at this point, we're combining several things going on here. But the idea is, again, we're creating just a lot of positive associations. All right, let's do one last one. Now, if he's there, don't reach for that because you'd be reaching pretty far across. So the idea is he was a little bit trepidatious at first. And eventually, he's going to be more comfortable. This becomes normal. This is, okay, these weirdos are going to be touching me while I eat my food. Okay. And then after a while, he just gets used to it. Oh, go ahead and pet him and say sit.
Sit.
Excellent. Good job, buddy. All right. So this is how you can hand feed your dog and help your dog learn not to bite at you or bite the hand that feeds.